Britain's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern also visited the White House on the same day. Pretty sure you had no clue. And that tells you how popular BTS is. They grab more eyeballs than a head of state. But why was the BTS in the White House? They were invited by US President Joe Biden. He wanted to discuss the problem of hate crimes against Asian Americans. Now, this is a big issue in the US. Anti-Asian hate crimes rose 73% in 2020, and in 2021, they rose 339%. Biden has admitted the problem. What he needed was a plan of action, maybe an ambassador to talk about the hate crimes, or in this case, 7 ambassadors. All 7 BTS members turned up at the White House on Tuesday, all smiles and all clad in black. Take a look at their conversation with the US President.
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. Welcome to the White House. Come on up here. This is an important month here in America. A lot of our Asian American friends have been subject to real discrimination. Hate only hides. When good people talk about it and say how bad it is, it goes down. So thank you.
We want to say thank you sincerely for your decision, such as signing the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act into law. So we just want to be a little help, and we'll truly appreciate the White House and the government's trying to find solutions.
2 things to note here. Number 1, kudos to the White House. Talk about hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. They're talking about anti-Asian hate crimes, at the same time scoring some cool points. And number 2, the rise of K-pop. BTS is leading this Korean movement. Do you remember last year's UN General Assembly? BTS were appointed as South Korea's presidential envoys. They danced through the assembly hall, they sang outside the headquarters, and to be perfectly honest, they brought some fun to dreary old diplomacy. And now they're at the White House discussing policy with the President of the United States. If this isn't soft power hegemony, what is? Just think about it. BTS has the power to influence hate crimes in a country 10,000 kilometers away. They're recognizable, they're untouched by controversy, and they're willing to engage in important conversations. It's a perfect example of how to use soft power. And don't forget their economic worth, because the numbers are staggering. BTS's direct economic value is $3.5 billion. Their indirect impact is around $1.2 billion. They make up 0.3% of South Korea's national GDP, 0.3%. That's 7 singers contributing 0.3% of the GDP. The credit also goes to South Korea's government. They harness the power of K-pop. One example is the annual K-pop World Festival. It is organized by South Korea's Foreign Affairs Ministry. They invite K-pop fans from all over the world. Today it's a big-ticket event. But this Korean wave did not happen overnight. It was years of calculated investments and planning. And the result is in front of you. What's expected?
India is hosting a special guest today, Benny Gantz. He is the Defense Minister of Israel, and he is on a 3-day visit to India. Gantz arrived on the 2nd of June, and he was received with a Tri-Service Guard of Honor. The Israeli Defense Minister started his visit of India by laying a wreath at the National War Memorial and paying homage to India's martyrs. Gantz then met India's Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. The two discussed geopolitics, military cooperation, and defense industrial cooperation. They also spoke about an agreement signed between India's DRDO, that is the Defense Research and Development Organization, and Israel's Directorate for Defense R&D. The highlight of the meeting, however, was the signing of a letter of intent, or what's called an LOI.